What's up, guys? Swift here covering everything Chicago Bears. Today I have a couple of injury updates and an in-depth look at what our wide receiver room is going to look like the rest of the year. Let's get right into it. Before I get into the Darnell Mooney news and the wide receiver group, I wanted to give some good news for those that have missed it. Eddie Jackson did not tear his Achilles and is reportedly dealing with just a foot sprain. This is great news for Eddie Jackson, as an Achilles injury would have ended his season and put the start of next season in jeopardy. Okay, now let's get into the bad news. Darnell Mooney's injury was initially hoped to have just been a high ankle sprain, has come back worse. Darnell Mooney has torn ligaments in his ankle and will undergo season-ending surgery. This is tough news for Darnell Mooney, who is angling for a new contract extension in the offseason, is now going to be rehabbing from surgery. Let's talk about Mooney for a bit, and then I will break down what our receiver room looks like without him for the rest of the season. Darnell Mooney was a fifth-round pick out of Tulane in 2020. In 35 career starts, he has 182 receptions, 2,179 yards receiving, and 10 touchdown catches. He also has one rushing touchdown. Mooney burst onto the scene as a rookie, posting over 600 yards and 4 touchdowns. Last year, he had a breakthrough sophomore season, leading the team in catches and yards, recording 81 receptions, 1,055 yards receiving, and 5 total touchdowns. Mooney entered his third season as the number one target in the Bears' passing offense. With a young quarterback, inexperienced offensive line, and rookie play caller, Mooney got off to a slow start over the first few weeks. He started to put it together week 4 with 4 catches for 94 yards and has averaged north of 50 yards a game since week 4. Also, he scored his first 2 touchdowns of the year in these last couple of weeks. His numbers on the year are certainly disappointing, but he was beginning to get into a groove, and you could see his chemistry with Justin Fields paying off. The more interesting aspect of this is that Mooney was in line to negotiate a new contract this offseason. He has 1 year left on his rookie deal, so he is under contract next season, but there were rumors swirling around that Ryan Poles was interested in getting this extension done this offseason. Does this injury throw a wrench into that plan? It's too early to tell, but it's definitely not a positive development in terms of getting an extension done. This will be interesting to watch. I still think Poles works on extending Mooney. He is a hard worker, has great chemistry with Justin Fields, and would possibly take a discount, especially after the injury. As far as what our wide receiver room looks like the rest of the year, let's first look at this week's snap count to see who stepped up after Mooney went down. The first thing that was great to see this week was Chase Claypool led all receivers in snaps at 38. He was on the field 2/3 of our offensive plays. This was obviously caused by Mooney getting injured after 18 snaps, but it was great that Getsy wasn't just trotting ESB out there every play after the injury. Claypool had 38 snaps. Byron Pringle had 31 snaps. Dante Pettis had 23 snaps. Equanimous St. Brown also had 23 snaps, 15 less than Chase Claypool, something I love to see finally happening. And then also Velus Jones Jr. played 12 snaps. Going forward, I would expect to see N'Keal Harry to be active once again. I felt like Equanimous St. Brown's time has been running out as his snaps continue to dwindle week in and week out. So our 5 receivers going forward should be Chase Claypool, Byron Pringle, Dante Pettis, Velus Jones Jr., and then a toss-up between N'Keal Harry and Equanimous St. Brown. Interesting note, ESB was also seen limping late in yesterday's loss. I expect Byron Pringle to take Mooney's place in the starting lineup, and I expect our 3 starting receivers going forward to be Chase Claypool, Byron Pringle, and Dante Pettis. I hope Getsy can work in more looks for Velus Jones Jr. and N'Keal Harry as well. Losing Darnell Mooney definitely hurts this wide receiver room, but you guys know I'm always trying to look at the bright side. Darnell Mooney and Justin Fields have been building chemistry for 2 years now. Letting Fields get more comfortable with Chase Claypool Byron Pringle, Velus Jones Jr., and N'Keal Harry could be good going into next season. Also, this gives Poles and Cunningham a chance to evaluate these other receivers without Darnell Mooney on the field. My biggest hope is that Mooney is 100% by mini camps so he can continue building chemistry in the offseason with Justin Fields. The only other question this brings up is, with Mooney's injury, is wide receiver now a bigger need this offseason? I see a lot of fans still have wide receiver as our number one or number two need heading into the offseason. I disagree. I think defensive end, defensive tackle, and offensive line, specifically center and right tackle, are our three biggest needs easily. Our wide receiver room has a lot of talent depending on Mooney's health. I think a group of Claypool, Mooney, Pringle, Harry, Pettis, and Velus can be really good. To me, the bigger question is if Poles brings back Byron Pringle and N'Keal Harry. Both are free agents this offseason. If he brings them back, I think it makes wide receiver much less of a need this year. The Darnell Mooney injury definitely muddles the picture a little bit, but it gives Poles and company more chances to evaluate the other receivers currently on the roster. We could still make a move in free agency or the draft. I just don't expect our first round pick to be a wide receiver. There are some interesting names in free agency like Juju Smith-Schuster, Paris Campbell, and some others, but no big names out there. So last thing I want to say, prayers for Darnell Mooney and a safe, speedy recovery. I appreciate everyone who watches. Please hit the like button for me. That one little action helps get this video out to more fans. Stay tuned. I have more coming. And until next time, guys, bear down. Before I go, I did want to show the Darnell Mooney injury and let you guys see for yourself exactly what happened on the play. This is the play where Darnell Mooney gets injured. Someone's going to roll up on his ankle here. We're going to watch for a second. See, he's blocking. He's going to have Demo is coming through the hole. And this is what happens. Oh, right here. Watch slowly here. As you can see, Mooney plants he goes to plant his foot, and someone lands on it. As that happens, oh no, it was just, man, such an unfortunate thing to see.